Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. Their phone number is 631-756-1125. And not only do they still have some winter weather stuff that you might need to make sure your home or business is clean and safe on the outside, but they're also transitioning over to spring. So if you're thinking about mulch and topsoil and anything else that you'll use to make your yard looking absolutely the beauty of the neighborhood, you can head over to Omni. 631-756-1125. The phone number there, the website, omnitruevalue.com. We are still in a relatively quiet weather pattern. There isn't really a whole lot going on. Most of the cloud cover you see is right along the northern tier of states, and there's a ton of moisture that continues to stream into the Pacific Northwest with rains. But everywhere else, mainly if you just sort of draw a line from Boston to about Detroit to just south of Chicago into northeastern Wyoming and points southward, it's just an absolutely beautiful day of sunshine, particularly in the southeast where we're seeing temperatures climbing up into the 60s and even the 70s in some places. And a good looking day in Florida, except for South Florida where we've got some clouds that are hanging out there. And on the radar, seeing just not a whole lot from the respect of precipitation. There's a little bit going on in upstate New York. Much of that is aloft. The next low and cold front that are moving into the northeast, producing some snows in the northern Great Lakes. You see that there. And then you've got this stream of moisture producing rain and heavy mountain snows from the Pacific Northwest on eastward into parts of Montana. And that's where we have the only winter weather advisories that are up in northeastern Montana. There's not a whole lot from the standpoint of extreme weather happening, so there's an absolute lack of any other watches or warnings across the United States. And we think that that'll probably remain the case for the next day or two. Might pick up a little bit as we head closer to and then move through the weekend. Just real quick, from the standpoint of what's going on in upstate New York and in New England from this weather system coming through tonight and tomorrow, this is the probability of at least 2 inches. And the probabilities are low in most areas across the Hudson Valley and in through southern Massachusetts over to about Boston. And then you start to pick up on some of the higher numbers. But you really have to go up into northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and then east of Lake Ontario into northeastern New York, and also into parts of southwestern New York. We have about a 50% or higher chance of at least a couple of inches, and also in down east Maine, where we have a 50% or higher chance of 2 inches. And with respect to actual amounts, we're really talking about here for central and southern New England, from Route 84 on northward, a coating to an inch or so that could occur tonight. This is going to be a really fast system for the overnight. It's only going to last about 3 or 4 hours as this cold front moves through between, say, midnight in the Hudson Valley and then reaching Boston sometime around 4 or 5 a.m. And then once that front goes by and the low reforms in the Gulf of Maine, it's pretty much over with. So let's take you through the models today. This is the NAM model. By this evening, you're looking at that snow moving southeastward with the front and the low. There probably will be the chance for a rain shower or two in southern New England, southeastern New York, parts of eastern Pennsylvania. Then in the colder air, you'll probably see a little bit of snow there from the Catskills on eastward into Massachusetts. Again, a coating to at most an inch. And then that moves on out, and then in comes the cold air. Thursday is going to be a breezy and cold day. Temperatures are probably going to struggle in the low and mid 40s, and then we're going to be down in the teens to near 20 by Friday morning. And the further north you go, you probably could see low teens or even some single digits as that cold high moves on in. And that leaves us with a nice but cold Friday, upper 20s to mid 30s for highs. The high will move out. And the next low, you see it there in central Kansas. This low is going to track so far west that it really isn't going to be able to produce very much. There's a warm front that's going to try and develop to the east of the low, moving across northern Indiana, Ohio, and then kind of make its way down into northern Virginia. The high is going to be offshore Saturday morning, and we could probably start off with some sunshine before clouds roll in. And you'll notice here for Saturday night and Sunday, much of what forms ahead of the warm front is way up in upstate New York and in up into central and eventually into northern New England. The front from this storm that is going to intensify as it moves up into the Wisconsin and the Great Lakes will probably bring in some showers during Sunday. I don't think it's a situation where it rains all day. There'll be a band of showers early in the day and maybe again around the middle of the day, and then in between all that it'll be dry. There's another low that's going to come out on Monday, and you see that low moving into Ohio and eventually moving on up into east central PA sometime Monday night. And that, I think, stands a better chance of bringing a more widespread and slightly heavier amount of rain for later Monday night and on Tuesday. And then it should dry out nicely after that. We don't see anything from the standpoint of winter weather or widespread winter weather in the Northeast anytime soon. There is an outside chance, folks, that we could be done for the winter season, but I don't like to say that because it's March 2nd, and it's a long way till the end of March, and you never know when something could wind up popping up down in the long range. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So we'll leave you with the satellite loop here to remind you that the Joe and Joe Weather Show will be on tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. So just head over to my YouTube channel, and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel with your Gmail account, you'll get notifications every time the Joe and Joe Weather Show is on, which is on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. and Monday through Thursday, usually at 7:30 p.m. We take Friday and Saturday off unless there is a storm brewing somewhere. So have a great day, and we'll see you hopefully tonight.